in keeping with the times, recent events. So you're, say, riding in a car, or driving in the car rather, principal's in the car. You see him going through his phone, he's scrolling through social media, and all of a sudden he just has, man, hey, Christian, what do you think about it? What do you think about this new president?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say something like, and I guess it's a little easier for me because I would say something like, you know what? I don't really have an opinion because me being Danish, I can't vote here.
Yeah.
So I haven't followed it as closely as I should. Something like that, because if I worked for the guy for a while, you probably know which way he's leaning,
Sure. Yeah.
politic-wise, and you also know what kind of appetite they have for discussion on the topic. But it can be super sensitive, right? And it's one of the things that always can get people wound up. For some reason, I don't get it myself, because I could never get mad over somebody or on somebody because of what they feel about politics, but I've seen a lot of people do that. And I know a lot of our clients care so much, and they donate, and they do all of this stuff, right? And I don't have to agree with them on politics. I don't have to agree with them really on anything. I'm just here to work and do my job. But if they ask, you got to have kind of a smooth response. So I would say something like, either use the one of being Danish, or I would say, well, it doesn't really matter what I feel, because clearly the majority liked him. And I think, like any politician, there are probably some good things and some bad things.
Yep.
And then try to, again, get back to how he feels about it.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. So my two techniques for this, one is humor. So if it's a situation where I can throw humor into it, I like to do that. And that way it kind of lets them know that I'm deflecting. And the humor kind of distracts from that as well at the same time. If that doesn't work, what I like to do is say something kind of like what you were saying. I would say something like, well, there's some things I like and some things I don't like. What do you think? And do you feel the same way?
Yeah.
And that way they can say, well, yeah, I like that. I like that. And they can start talking as well. So that comment was exactly where I was thinking was, there's some things I like, some things I don't. What do you think? Do you feel the same way? And that way, that deflection, technique works very well.
Yeah.
So.
I think sometimes if it's just me, the driver, and the boss, the conversation is a little bit easier, and it's easier to deflect, because where I've seen it can get really weird sometimes if there's other people in the client's entourage.
Then you can't blow it off. You can't be funny. You got to answer.
And that is even harder. So, but you always got to be prepared, especially like if you're picking up the boss the day after the election or whatever. You kind of got to work through your mind of how is this drive going to go.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Always too. One of the things I always say is, you're never good at being creative in the moment. I don't care who you are. It's never in the moment. You're never good at being creative like that. And so if you think about it ahead of time, it's going to go so much better.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.